Here's the current project we're working on. It's an 03 Axiom, two-wheel drive, automatic. Some of the things we're going to do to it, we already got the rear end ripped out of it. We swapped the drum brake axle out of it, and we're putting the disc brake axle from that rodeo under it. We already did the swap, but we're getting the gears installed. We're upgrading to 456 gears for this. That front end and that rodeo is going to swap over to here. So it's going to have a locker in the front, and we've already got the Spartan locker installed in the back. So we just got to get the gears. Right now we're at this stage. This is a 96 Trooper transfer case. We already installed the Revo reduction gears in it. So we've just recently had to cut a hole in the floor for the shifter to go through. We still got lots and lots and lots to do. Luckily, most of this is all rodeo compatible, so she got a hole in the floor. I'm gonna have to modify this center console a little bit, because these never came with a floor shifter. They came with a knob on the dash when you want to put it full drive. So today we're putting that transfer case in, and then when the gears are installed in the rear axle, we'll put that under, and then we start tearing the front of this apart, swapping over that. We do a diff drop on it, locker in it, and then we already got the locker installed in the diff, and then we might chop up our front. There we go. There's the front nose trim. We might trim off some of this, put a steel bumper in there instead. Those are the wheels and tires we might go with. That's one option. Those are 3310 50 15s. Negative 6 offset. And here's the other set that we're intending. These are 255 75 17s with the 4-runner wheels, and those have a plus 15 offset, I think. So, but on measuring those tires, they're exactly the same width and height, exactly, just a different rim size and a slightly different offset. So anyways, that's where we're at. Lots to do. Try to do more updates as I go. We'll see how it comes out. Alright, got the Trooper transfer case in. And if that extension, I still need to modify my center console. I'm going to lose a cup holder out of the deal. So we'll see. That's a quick little update on the Axiom project. I got the 99 Amigo diff with the 456 gears into the 2000 rodeo housing with the locker installed. I'm getting it all cleaned up. I got the diff brackets welded with an 1.5-inch drop, both of those. Okay. I'm about to slap some new Spicer U-joints into the rear axle. Playing with the actuator here, so I'm going to put it on a switch. Since rodeo has electric instead of the 99 Trooper has vacuum, putting this on a locker switch so I can manually lock and unlock the axle whenever I want, since I do have an all manual transfer case now. Alright, so the way I have this is if the bottom pins are connected to the dash lights, it'll say front locker when you're driving at night. It's unlocked right now. Then that lights up showing that the switch is closed and it's locked. There you go. What else? Got the rear axle back from the diff shop. I have to swap out the yoke here. They put one that's a little bit too big. It's a 1350. I got to put a 1310 on, clean it up, paint it, and then it'll be ready to go in. So that's that. And one last thing I have to do before I can put this axle in is this Axiom. You can't tell, can't tell in here, but it doesn't have the front diff bracket tabs to bolt the diff brackets in. They actually look like this. They have the rear ones. So I cut this one out of the rodeo with a plasma cutter. I can barely get anything on it. I have to remake two of them. And then I hope to get in there and weld them in place before I can put this axle in. Got all new fun stuff for the all new parts, all new brakes. Everything's new. Then I'll have that front axle in. So that's where we're at. Okay, next update. We got the axle in. Went in pretty good. I had to weld those tabs in, the forward tabs that hold the front of the brackets. That was a lot of fun with no room to reach down in there. Got my tranny cooler in. Yeah, you can't even see the tab down there. Anyway, so next to do, we're putting the whole front end back together. New ball joints, new brake lines, new tie rod ends, all new boots for the CVs, new grease. Try to get that at least that much done today. Fill up the axle, and then I got to modify the cross member to allow for that diff drop. So that's what's happening today. Got one side done. New brake lines, new brakes, new hubs, new ball joints, axle shafts, and tie rod end. And gotta do the other side now. Alright, it's time for another little update. Let's see, I don't know where I left off. Got the back axle in, got new brakes, new brake lines on it, and new longer shocks. Taking this trim off to make my plan for sliders. Got the front axle in, got new hubs, new rotors, new ball joints, new brakes, new tie rod ends, and I'm waiting on new shocks where I can lift this up a little bit more. Let's see, so the mechanical part's done. All the wheels turn like they should. The next phase of this is going to be the electronics. I am putting in a double din and replacing this one because apparently this old cell phone holder is too small for modern cell phones. Maybe it's iPhone 4, I don't know. Anyways, the air conditioning controls are built into stereo, so what I have to do is dig into the harness on this, extend all the AC controls, and I'm probably going to mount this unit into the center console. This bottom part actually unbolts from it, so it's only 3 by whatever 7. So and then I'll take the wires that are meant for the stereo and plug them into the new head unit. Hopefully. There's a new shifter. I have to modify the console to accept the shifter and a new boot. I have to install vent lines for the transfer case and the front axle. I have to install a four-wheel drive indicator light, so when the shifter is in four-wheel drive, we'll know. And then I also am installing a front locker switch right here. That basically what it'll do is it'll lock and unlock the front axle actuator electronically, and it's kind of acting like a locker, like an electronic locker. And then right here is going to be my gauge pods. So that's where we're at right now. Let's see. I'm waiting on my Bondo to show up so I can finish doing this and paint it all up. Then I got to install a. I already got my sensors in for the tranny training temp sensor, the coolant sensor, the training temp sensor, the coolant sensor, and oil pressure gauge sensor. So those are already installed in the truck. I just got to run the wiring. Oh, and a backup camera, and then we'll go for a test run. I'm gonna try my hand at little dent repair here, see how that turns out. But come a long way. Can't quite get it out of the work area here because the tires will rub back in here right now, but we're not sitting at our final height. So all right, so the next part of this will be the electronics and getting her all finalized.